G'day everybody, this is Kiwi Geo Customs and Collections, and I want to thank you all for tuning in for another fine episode. And today I will look at restoring Lowlight sorted Marauders and plus Footloose sorted Marauders. As you can see, both of them have their funds broken. Knees is quite wobbly on both. So I'm going to show you different methods for both. Not only that, I want to look at doing some slight paint modifications to them both and trying to find the weapons or something that's pretty close to their weapons. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so I've already previously drilled the holes on Lowlight over here, so I'll look at I don't need to drill that, but I need to definitely drill the holes in Footloose over here. Okay, here we go. Okay, so with the paper clips, and the super glue, we'll put these in the thumb position and start forming like a thumb. For a lot more control, I'll just put the super glue in here, a few drops. Place that around the paper clip. And then I basically trim it off where I think a thumb should be. Now, obviously it's too long and too much of a curve. So I'll just trim it down a bit more. And it's just, there you go, that's how you do a thumb. All I need to do is basically repeat the performance to all of them, and we'll go from there. Okay, so now with the thumbs, well, the foundation for the thumbs on both figures now intact, it's time for me to do the actual thumb construction. Now with Footloose here, I'm going to use my hot glue gun method, and with Lowlight, I'm going to be using the milliput, and that's basically a putty, and just basically get moulding to that. So we'll put right foot to one side and just do the hot glue gun technique. And that is, I've been using hot glue gun for years for this. Especially it's cheap and it's easy to form and whatever. Nothing wrong with the Miller pit, but basically this is instant. You know, once the glue has cooled down, you're good to go. Right, I'll put that aside and I'll concentrate on Lowlight now. Basically with the Millie put, it's a two-stage function. Basically just get equal amounts of both parts and then basically mold them together. So I'll look at unwrapping this first and I'll show you what's. So basically what you do is just slice this into, well I found it's best, I always slice this into little pieces. And then mix it up in your hand. And you can use a bit of water. Alright, so to make this faster, I'll mix this off camera. It's just basically kneading it, just like making dough. Okay, so I've got this mixed up the way I like it now. So basically what I'll do is I'll just take a bit off. And I'll just basically form, I may have got too much here. You just basically form it so it represents a thumb. And there you go, that's what a thumb best looks like. And I basically got to leave that to dry. So once again, I'll just do the same process on this. Take a little bit like that. And just basically mold it. Right, and that's it. That's the thumbs all set up. All I basically got to do is leave this alone for 24 hours. And then I can shape and sand and start painting the figure. Okay, so I think while I'm waiting for the thumbs, well, especially for Lowlight, for his thumbs to harden, I might as well look at these legs. They're loose. You can see with the hot glue gun, these thumbs here on Footloose are all set, ready to go, ready for me to paint or sand and paint. And we'll just see how these legs look. I already see I need to replace the O-rings, so might as well go ahead and do that too. This O-ring looks like it's pretty good, but might as well replace it anyway. Or not. Okay, let's have a look at Footloose and see what his knees are like. Oh, that snapped off. And same here. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is add a drop of super glue here with a bit of baking soda to sort of build up a bit of a small nub on this. Okay, right here I've got some baking soda. So just sort of sprinkle a little bit over that. Then basically blow the excess off. So it looks like that, and then so it kind of looks like this. So basically what you've done there is sort of done a build-up of the glue and baking soda, and the glue and baking soda hardens and it's really, really good. Like, I think it sort of forms like a compound together. Okay, so let's put that back together. And see how this is. I'm pretty sure that side goes there. It's stiff, but look, that's maybe a little bit too much I put on there. So I need to sand it down a bit, sand it back a bit. I'm basically going to use this, but I'll just do it off screen. It's a little bit noisy and I need to be pretty precise. I'll be back. Yeah, I'll put that back together. It's a little bit of a stretch there. I might just tighten that screw just a little bit more. I'm happy with that. And I'll just put the other leg together. And I am quite happy with that. Sure, there's a little bit of a split there, but Leg's not wobbly. Alright, let's put Footloose back together. Don't worry if the head pops out like that. Just squeeze it in there. It's good to go. Alright, let's have a look at Lowlight now. Okay, so his one's all intact. For what I can see. Or that one is. And it feels like this one is too. Right, I reckon what I need is just the plumber's tape. Basically, what you do is basically cut off a bit like that. And cut that off again. Get yourselves two sections. Thread it over there. Well, when I say thread it, I just basically place it on there and let it do its trick. That's already feel like it's tightening up. Perfect. Get a little bit there. That should be enough. That's what I've done that. That's all I need. And that should be enough too. And put the leg back on the T-hook. And that is good to go. Okay, I've got myself a new O-ring, and what I always tend to do is put in a pair of long nose pliers and just give it a bit of a stretch. Nothing too much, nothing too major. Alright guys, so I'll just show you two different methods and two different problems with the knees and how to repair them. I mean, sure, that is wide, but hey, I'm happy with that. At least it's not wobbly. Okay, so I'm going to sit these guys down because I'm still waiting for Lowlight's thumbs to harden, and then once that's hardened, I will paint the put the paint on them, and then also looking for the weapons for these guys. All right, we'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I'm ready to do some painting for these two guys, and if you see my previous videos, also what I need to do is basically the blue. So what I did on the previous video on the Sergeant Slaughter, and I reckon the first thing I'll do is I'll mix up this blue to a decent colour and start painting. Okay, so I've mixed up the blue, and let's see if it comes pretty close to what I want. Probably just a little bit more light. Not exactly the same colour, but you know what? I'll just go ahead and start painting the rest. So what I'm going to do here is basically stop this soon, and I'll start painting everything there is, and I'll show you what it looks like at the end. Just also another thing I'll do, I've made up a flesh tone using the white here and the flat flesh from XF15. Just basically merged these two together, and it's come up like a truer fresh colour zone. and that's what I used to replace the thumb colour. So I might as well paint that now, and as you can see, you can't even see, or can't even tell. Okay, so I've added the blue patch on Footloose here, and I've painted his thumbs, and he's good to go. And I painted the blue, the base of the blue gloves on Lightfoot here. So what I've got to do next, or what I like to do next, just fill in the black straps, sort of basically tidy it up. And for that, I'm going to use one of my finest paintbrushes here. Just for the strap itself. Right, as I said before, I'll do this off camera because it'll be faster. See you soon. Okay, so what I've done with Lowlight here is I painted a few of the black on this. I've also painted his forearm padding. Whatever this thing is, I never know what it was back in the day. And touch over his boots, so I'll put it on the side. Without trying to drop him, of course. Okay, so what I want to do with Footloose is I want to paint the watch, or that could be the watch, and the bracelet. And I'll do it with black. Now, all my model paints I get from Mr. Models, but you can pick them up from any model shop around the world. Okay, I'm going to do this off screen because it'll be faster and I can concentrate a bit more. And there you have it. That's his wristband and his watch painted. I may have to give the thumbs another coat. Actually looking at it, I definitely know I need to give it another coat. So I'll put that aside. And I'll get a brown for his hair. Okay, so the brown I'm going to use for Footloose head is a NATO Brown XF68. And it's not exactly the same colour, but it's good enough. Actually, I decided to add in a bit of brown X9 to it, and it doesn't look too shabby. So it's not exactly, but it's, I think it'll do the job. Let's be careful where I grab them. Probably with a. It's a little bit too dark. I reckon add a bit of orange. Yep, I've added a bit of orange to the brown, and it's it's a lot better. Not exactly perfect, but it's pretty close. And that's it. That's his face cop painted. I just noticed I put a drop on right there. If you can see, I'll just scrape it away. That's pretty much perfect, actually. I'm quite happy with that. All I need to do is, as I said before, just add another coat to the thumbs. And he is basically good to go. I'll just leave him to one side there. Now, going back to Lowlight, I know I need to put another dark green on there, and I want to put the buckles, painted in the buckles, just break it up a bit. So I'll put this paint away and move on to the next stage. Okay, the next stage is I'm going to put the green, which is deep green, and I might as well also paint the helmet too. Okay, just hold that there. Right, that's pretty good. I'll put that down. Right, to paint the green on the helmet, what I've used is an old head of a figure. And basically plant him there, which doesn't want to sit, which is sometimes happens. And I'll just paint the green part, but leave the brown camouflage alone.
You say it's hard to tell just what I'm thinking. You think it's hard.
Black. And this is matter of slapping that black on and put about a couple of coats or so. So that's, you can sort of see what I'm doing. So I'll just pause that and I'll show the end result soon. Right, that's the first coat. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'll just let that alone to dry and then apply the second coat soon. And what you see is now the finished product of Footloose and Lowlight. As you can see with Lowlight, I put the extra silver on the zips and buckles. With Footloose here, I painted that blue because I feel like it needs it. And also the watch and the wristband black. That thumb hasn't turned out as well as I wanted to, but hey, it's still a thumb, and I'm pretty happy with that. I managed to find the backpack, sniper rifle, and Uzi for Lowlight. And I managed to find a machine gun, or M60, but I didn't hit the strap, so what I did, and I'll show you. So I removed Footloose's weapons, and I'm just going to show you, without dropping them of course, what I've done. And what I've basically did is got a law from the World Peacekeeping line and cut it shorter and just add a cable tie to that, and put that down there. And I've also done the same thing with the M16. I had to sort of trim the handle a bit because it's just a little bit too thick, and I also added the cable tie for that as well. I'll just put that down there. And as you can see, my custom made Sergeant Slaughter for the Slaughter's Marauders is slowly coming along. Just want to add a quick note that I'm taking he's fallen down, but this will get him up closer anyway. So this is Flint's backpack, as I said before, but it's painted black, and it looks like it should belong to Footloose right here. The hair is a little bit darker than I wanted to. I might actually go back and look into sort of seeing what I can do with that. The helmet, maybe it's better to put it back on. So his helmet is from the accessory pack. I can't remember what year it is. So that is literally his Footloose's helmet, and all I had to do was basically paint that green and it's good to go. Okay everybody, so I just want to show you quickly what I've the overall effect of Footloose, and then I'll go to Lowlight. So just go in closer here. So as you can see, I've painted that blue on the belt, blue on the knife, painted his mustache. Let's see if you can see that properly. Yeah, mustache and his hair. Also the watch and wristband, that's been painted up. Also the fact that I've also gave him new thumbs, and this version of, or this series method of the thumbs I gave him was the paperclip and hot glue gun, and to repair the knees I did the super glue and baking soda. So we'll put them aside, and then with Lowlight, basically what I did was the paper clips for his thumbs, paper clips and the milliput. And as I said before, I got that from Mr. Models, and with most of my paints, and if not all, I got them from Mr. Models here in Manawa 2, Palms North, New Zealand. Then I also put the silver, painted the silver and the black strap, and also there's forearm sort of wrists or paddings, painted them black, and also touch up his beanie. Yeah, that is these guys with their fearless leader, Sergeant Slaughter, for the Slaughter's Marauders, which I am slowly getting together. So my next two Slaughter's Marauders, which I'll be doing in an up and coming film video, would be well, actually there's six actually all up. So I've got barbecue, which will be a custom made, a spirit with Freedom the eagle, and the eagle, the claw has broken off. So that'd be quite a cool project to try and make another sort of claw for him, you know, the talus. And then there's also Junkyard and Mutt to do. So I'm not saying they're coming up next, but that's coming up in the probably near future videos coming up. Oh, I've also forgot to mention that with Lowlight's knees, I used the plumbing's tape for that job, and that's also worked really well. So with all that, everybody, I want to thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Kiwi GI Customs and Collections. And I want to say please like, share and subscribe. I have a lot more projects coming up that I'm sure that you guys will love to see. One of them back there is the Tigerfly, which I'm going to be converting that into the Dragonfly. As soon as here in New Zealand the sun is better and also there's no wind, because that requires a bit of spray painting outside, and that's a bit of a teaser for you guys. Okay, so I want to tell you about my next project that's coming up. Well, next video. It's going to be a vehicle repair, and it's going to be a vehicle repair on another variant of a vehicle I've already repaired on. It's got similar problems, but there's also one problem which I have seen a lot, and I want to look at see if I can tackle that. So with that, everybody, it's time for me to have a nice hot cup of coffee. And yo, Joe.